はい。ということでね、今日は、The Stanley、俺これ読めないんだよね。好きなゲームなんだけど、パラブルみたいなゲームをやっていくんだけど、そう、今回、ウルトラデラックスっていうのがね、出たっていうかなんか、続きではないんだけど、リメイクかつ2みたいな感じらしくって、で、やっていこうかなって思ってて。で、そう、俺前にさ、このスタンリーパラブル自体は、プレイしたことがあるのね。だから、知ってるよ、みたいな状態で多分やっていくとは思うんだけど、だから、本当に初めての気持ちで見ていきたいよ、みたいな人は、他の人を見たり、自分でやってからの方がいいかもしれないけど、まあ、とりあえずやっていきます。前にザ・スタンリーパラブルをプレイしたことはありますね。パソコンがギリギリ見えるくらいまでスライダーを調節してください。こんなもん暗すぎると怖いんだよな。あんま変えなくていいか。こんなもんでいいか。これ、どう見える？俺的には全然見えるんだけどさ、なんなら明るいなぐらいなんだけど、大丈夫そう？まあいいわ。ね、みんなはみんなで明るさを調節してくれることでしょう。無理かもしんない。一旦これにして、無理だったらまた変えます。俺はこれでいきます。そう、このゲームがさ、あれなのよ。PM か。指示中みたいなのがいて、で、その指示中が、指示をしてくれるのね。ちょうど33分ぐらいじゃね？ AM と PM がアクセシビリティ設定はオッケー。そうで、指示中の言うことにこうなんていうのかな、従ったりもできるし反発もできるよみたいな感じなんで、もうアドリブの鬼みたいな指示中がギリギリオッケーありがとう。そう、アドリブの鬼みたいな指示中が俺を導いてくれる。この始まりのこのガヤガヤのこの会社のさ、賑やかさよ。もう大好き。ちょっとうるさかったらごめんね。俺テンション上がっちゃうからさ。ちょっと待って、セッティング一旦見てみる。セッティング。カメラ感度とかも後でやるか。日本語字幕は表示するし、オーディオ。ナレーターの音量を大きくしたいから、ミュージック。これ BGM うるさい？こんなもんでいい？大丈夫かな？ちょっといろいろ調節はするけどって感じだね。ちょっとわかんないですこの電話の音好き。わはは。はい、では初めて聞きましょう。ちょっと音量とか後でやってみて、こんにちは、デラさんいらっしゃい。そうやってみて、で音量とかは調節をしていきます。俺はスタンリー・パラブルが大好き、指示中が大好き。
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
推しが喋ってる。
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
そう、俺今回喋んないで
Employee
す。
number 427's job
推
was
しの声を
simple.
聞きたいので。
He sat at his desk in room
そう、この仕
427
事さ、
and he
結
pushed
局何だった
buttons
のか
on
よ
the
くわか
keyboard.
んないんだよね。
Orders came to him through a monitor
ここら
on
辺は
his
でも
desk,
あれだね、ス
telling
タンリー
him
と
what buttons to
一
push,
緒だね。
how
映
long
像
to
も一
push
緒だ
them,
し、言ってること
and
も
in
一緒だ
what
し。
order.
R さん、こ
This
んに
is
ちは。
what
いらっしゃい。
employee 427 did every day of every month of
そう、
every year.
この
And
声
although
が
others might
本
have
当に好きなん
considered
で
it
すよ。めちゃくちゃナレーションとして
soul-crushing,
大好き
Stanley
で。
relished every moment that the orders came in.
俺でもね、
Though
こう
he
い
had
う
been
単純
made
作業好きだよ。
exactly for this job,
これをやってねみたいなのを黙々とやるとかは全然好き。だから俺もスタンリーの仕事
and
でき
then
ると思
one
う。
day something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change
変わん
Stanley.
ねえな、でも
Something he would
どこ
never
から
quite
変わるんだろう
forget.
な。ニコニコ。
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he
マジ
realized
で
that not
指示待ち
one
人間の
single
慣れの果て
order
みたいな
had
これ大好
arrived
きな
on
ん
the
だよね。
monitor for him
1
to
時間も椅
follow.
子に座った
No
まま
one
ポケ
had
ットして
showed
るんじゃ
up
な
to
いよと
give
思
him
うけどね。
instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
明らかになんか変だった。
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
そう今こうやってデスクを離れ彼はなんか部屋を出て行きましたみたいなさ言ってたじゃん。もうこれで俺はスタンリーとして動けるんだけど、これ一番簡単なエンドをまず回収していきたいと思います。
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure beyond any doubt was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
これが一個のエンディングです。まあ長いこと待ち続けて死んだんちゃうんかみたいな感じのエンドだね。俺のさ頭でなんか文字隠れてんね。ちょっと後で変えます。いつもよりちょっと俺を大きめにしたんですよ。はい。というわけでね。でちなみにこのゲームなんですけれども、例えば普通のやつみたいにガチャガチャできないんですよ。基本的に触れないのね。で特に何かできるみたいなのはなくって、基本的には動いていくだけ。ちなみに画面酔いどう？大丈夫？カメラ感度とかさ、俺結構くるくる見ちゃうと思うんだけど大丈夫そうかな。そんで基本的にはこうやって歩いていくだけで、でそうすると自分の動きによってこの線の声がナレーションしてくれるんですよ。その聞き方めっちゃわかるでただ今回追加のボイスがめちゃくちゃ入ったらしい。で追加のそのエンディングじゃないけどルートみたいなのはめちゃくちゃ入ったらしいので、俺は無意味にガチャしていきます。
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
俺がこうやって触ることによって指示中が
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
同僚たちの痕跡は見つかりませんでした。実績のロック解除してんな。そうでこのこれじゃねえか。これはだっけな。ちゃんと覚えてねえや。なんかついてるパソコンが何個かあるのね。でついてるパソコンが何個かあって、でそのうちの何個かにパスワードを入れることができるのよ。そうするとそれも1個の実績解除みたいな感じになってエンディングにつながるのね。あとね、この窓の外に行くエンディングもあったような気がするんだけど、とりあえず進んでいこうね。ちょっとガチャガチャしていこう。
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
わかった。20回ね。OK。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly.
なるほどね。確かに20回じゃちょっと少なかったよね。ちょっと俺こういう感じで進んでいくんでよろしく。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、30。2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、40、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
こうやってお前はそうやって俺をたぶらかして417だな。本当にお前のこと信じるよ。ちょっと一旦417まで行こうか。このさ、囚人番号みたいだよね。このドアにさ、書いてあるのって。ここも誰もいないね。基本的に。これなんか触ったら消えるんだっけ？あ、消えるわ。そう。あ、これ。こういうね、なんか、この系統のパソコンが何個かあって、クリックすると、なんかこうやって、パスワードが入れられるのね。でも1個しか入れられなくて、そういうパソコンがね、あとね、4つあるんだよね。だから5つのパスワードを入れると、どうちゃらこうちゃらみたいなやつはあるんだけど、とりあえず進んでいきましょう。417？417？ここか。よし。3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、20。
Oh, great! Now, go click a few times on door 437.
くそー。ちょっとみんな俺に付き合って。137番ね。137でしょ？ 137。あ、ここか。
Excellent! I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
絶対こいつね、適当言ってんだよ。俺分かってるんだ。こいつの指示にさ、特にさ、こうなんか理由みたいなものはないっていうことは俺は分かってる。分かってるけど踊らされてしまう。なぜなら俺はこの天の声のガチ恋ぜ。
Now, back to door number 437.
はい、437。オッケー。ぜは。これどういうゲームよって思われそうだけどな。どこだっけ？あ、ここか。
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
あ、なるほどね、コピーマシーンね。OK。これコピー機じゃねえの？
Alright, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
この嬉しそうな声大好き。あ、なんつったっけ？ 417 っつったな。
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
デスクに登ってください。ここか。ここね。デスクに。ジャンプできなかったっけ？できたけど。
Yes!
よし。
This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. Alright, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
OK。416ね。416のドアを、どっちだ？こっちか。クリック。
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
めちゃくちゃ楽しそうな指示中大好き。めちゃくちゃ良くないですか？なんかナレーションとして最高のこの喜怒哀楽というかさ。
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
OK。1、2、3、4、5。
Yeah!
人生解消した。
Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley.
やったわ。
Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now?
5クリックだと思っちゃってたよ。いや、ありがとう、指示中。そうやって俺のことを導いてくれる指示中。さて、行くよ。やっと本編に戻るよ。よいしょ。そう、なんか本当にこういう感じでね、俺の行動に対して全て指示中が反応してくれるっていう最高のゲームなんで。で、ここが本来の、2択だね。一番最初の。
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
そう、めちゃくちゃ喋ってくれるん
he
で
entered
す
the
よ。
door on his left.
で、今、左のドアに入りましたって言ったんだけど、どうしよっかな。このゲームをより明確にみんなに伝えるためには、反発をしてった方がいいと思うんだよね。確かに、左のルートちゃんとね、この人の言う通りに動くっていうルートもあるっちゃあるんだけど、一旦反発していこう。
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
もう
Stanley
GM
knew it
泣かせの
perfectly
行動ばっ
well.
かりしていこう。
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
そうよ。
just to
これは
admire
ね、
it.
従業員ラウンジに立ち寄りたかったの。もうさすが、こういうね、アドリブ力っていうのがね、やっぱ GM にもそうだし、ナレーションにも必要ってことよ。ああ、素晴らしい休憩室だ。素晴らしい。
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all,
いい部屋だな
just to spend a few
このさ
moments here in
休憩
this
室めちゃくちゃ良くない
immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
すごいいいよね
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
こういうオフィスがいいな。まあ突っ立つことはないんですけどね。俺は行くぜ。いいなコーヒー。
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating
そうよ
that
同僚が
even
消え
though
た
all
と
your
しても
co-workers have
やっぱりねこ
mysteriously
ういう
vanished, 安
安寧
寧
の
の
地っ
地ってていうう
いのはね
のはね
あってしかるべきだから
Really worth it.
特にここに追加ボイスはなさそうかな。なさそうだね。よし行きます
But eager to get back to
でも早く
business,
仕事に戻りたく
Stanley
って
took the first open door on his
最
left.
初のドアね。ここね。最初のドアを左に入ると。そうするとあれだね。元の左のルートに戻れるよみたいな感じなんだけど。いやでち。
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
ごめんって。ちょっと指示待ち世代だったからさ、やっぱりこう自分でこう行動していくっていうのは大事だと思うよね。これね、ジャンプすんなよっていう。これね、落ちればするのよ。この
Look,
ここ
Stanley,
から
I think perhaps we've gotten off on
落
the
ちればする
wrong
んだけど、
foot here.
落ちるとそれは
I'm
そ
not
れで
your
一個の
enemy,
普通
really,
に
I'm
死
not.
亡エンドになっちゃ
I
うんで。
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've
怖いけ
been
どね、この
neglecting,
リフトさ、
Stanley.
柵も何もない。
Someone you've forgotten about.
後でつけてくれるけど。
Please, stop trying to make every decision by
わかった。
yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
このちょっとさ、こう思わせぶりな言い方とかもいいよね。ちなみにこれこのリフトが動いてる途中で飛び降りたあそこの通路に行くこともできるのよ。タイミングよく合わせてね。なんだけど、とりあえずね。
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem
とりあえず
yourself.
俺は行くよ。
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
そう、彼女っていうのも一応俺は分かってはいるんだけど、しまっていく。これ何の仕事なんだろうね、スタンリーね。たださ、このボタンをこの指秒数押せみたいなさ仕事なわけじゃん。ちょっと何の仕事かマジで分かんないよね。こっからあれなんだよね。電車じゃねえよ、電話が起きた。
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
この言い方も好きなんだよな。まあここに電源は。
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life united one...
その
Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just
抜い
unplug
ちゃっ
the
た。ごめ
phone?
ん。抜いちゃ
No,
っ
that
た。
wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly.
選択
I didn't even know that was possible.
ちょっとだけ
Let me
日本語
double
訳が
check.
違ってきてんな。これページをめくる音とかだったもん。
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks
やっぱ
up
そう
the
だね。
phone.
ちょっ
He's
とず
taken
つ
to his
日本語
apartment
訳
where
も
he
変わっ
finds
て
his
て
wife,
ね。
and the two pledge themselves to
って
one
感じだ
another.
ね。
Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not
ごめん。
picking up the phone is
ご
actually
めんって。
somehow an incorrect course of
ごめん、
action.
指示中。
How is that even possible? None of these
だから
decisions
ち
were
ょっと
supposed to
砕
mean
けた口にな
anything.
ってる、
I
指示
don't
中が。
understand.
やだ。
How on earth are
俺
you
のこと
making
好きなのか
meaningful
な。
choices?
俺のこと好きなんだろうな。
Wait a second. Did I just see?
はい。
No, that's not possible. I can't believe
ごめ
it.
んごめん。
How had I not noticed it sooner?
そうなんだ。
You're not Stanley.
そう。
You're
俺
a
はスタン
real
リーじゃない。
person.
じゃあヘラって言うんです。ごめん
I
な。
can't believe I was so mistaken.
ごめんごめん。
This is why you've been able to make
そう
correct and
そうなん
incorrect
だよ。スタンリー
choices.
ではない
And
か
to
らさ。
think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even this basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
はい。
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person.
はい。
But if used incorrectly, it can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
なんてことだ ?4 時半
Excellent.
長い
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
ビデオよ
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
俺もや
Do
つ
you
以
make
上は
more than
ね
8?
選択はしてると思うよ
And finally,
2 と
if
か
you
じゃ
begin
な
to
いし
wonder if your
だから
choices are actually meaningful
馬鹿げた
and
り
whether
と
you'll
かやってる
ever
わけ
make
で
a
はないけど
significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside.
確かにそういう
At this
考えって
time,
いうのは
your
大事
instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
ありがとうございます
Welcome back.
ただいま
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
はいすいません俺がスタンリーではない俺がしっちゃかめっちゃかに間違った選択ばっかりしたからでもちょっとやっぱ変わってんなもうちょっと下の方にさなんかデンジャーストップストップみたいなの書いてあったんだけどなちょいちょい変わってるんだろうなやっぱなるほどねそうでお気づきのように指示中めちゃくちゃ喋るんですよ本当に指示中がめちゃくちゃ喋るんですなので俺基本的にゲームのそのボイスって読むようにしてるんだけど追いつかねえのよこれなのでこのゲームに関してだけは読まないです指示中の声を聞きたいっていうのもあるんだけどね俺は指示中と対話をしていくよよし行こう行こう戻ろう一旦戻ろうね俺はちょっとさすがにスタンリーでもないのにこのゲーム内をうろつきすぎたよ確かにそれはそうごめん柵までつけてくれてありがとうね俺が飛び降りないように
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
まあでもやっぱ俺はこのゲームで指示中に会えたっていうのはねやっぱ嬉しいよ俺は好きだよ指示中のことちょっと後でゲームフォーキルンゾとかも行こうね指示中大好きだよどうやって行くのかあんまり覚えてないけど行こう行こうさあこのゲームさやってるとさ指示中が喋んなくなるとちょっと悲しくなるんだよね喋って指示中ってなるっていうわけで俺は今この指示中に反発しまくって歩いてきてちょっと怒られたところというか俺がゲームをめちゃくちゃにしちゃったところですね
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
わかったよまあ確かに俺が右か左かって言われて左だよって言われた
Now
のに
remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley
Take 2ってこ
would.
とね
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
確かにね
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
さっきみたいにね
Alright.
ありがとうありがとう
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
仕切り直
doors,
すな
he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly,
あー
hurry back in the
俺
other
がこんなこと
direction.
をした
Perhaps
が
we're
ゆえ
not
に
too late.
ゲームが壊れちゃったごめん指示中俺が右を選んだがゆえにごめんって指示中ごめん戻るごめんねごめん指示中 俺確かさ、ここまでやったら左に行ってもダメなんじゃなかったっけ？そうじゃなかったっけな。俺もね、ちょっとこのゲームうろ覚え、なんかルート分岐がありすぎて、本当にルート分岐がありすぎて、ちょっとちゃんと覚えきれてないんだけど、こっちに行くとね、会議室があるのよ。これさっきのあれでも見た絵だね。よいしょ。
It's ruined.
ごめん
After
ごめ
everything
ん
we
って
talked
ご
about,
めん
you-
ってご
my
めんごめん
story.
ごめん
You've destroyed my work.
確かにそう
Why? For what? What did you get out of
怒ら
that?
れて
What
る
did you think was so special about seeing the
違う
game
やっぱ
undone?
俺は
Left
あの
here like so much garbage.
違う
It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to
一緒に
continue,
頑張
would
って
it
い
be
こう
worth it?
頑張っていこう
To
よ
know that my
集中
story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that?
確かに俺もや
I
りすぎ
can't
た
erase that
まあそう
knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy
ご
all
め
of
ん
my
お前
work?
の作品を別に
No.
ぐちゃぐちゃにしたかったわけじゃない
What's
ん
the
だ
answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
どうしたらの言い方好き
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
バー俺のせいだねごめんね指示中こんなルートあったっけ
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of
あるある
rubbish.
大丈夫だ
With you. You. Who thought you were so clever.
すげえ嫌
Now
われ
look
て
where we
る
are. My entire
ご
game
め
is
んなさい
destroyed.
ごめん
It was the only thing in the world that was
そう
mine,
だよ
and
ね
you
やっぱ
ran
り
it
人
into
が
the
大事にしたものっ
ground.
ていうのをさ
What? Did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it
いや
was to
違
be
うんだ
like
よ俺は
Stanley?
全部分かった上
He
で
actually
最初
knows
に
how
こ
to
う
do
苦
what
し
I
いこ
tell
とを
him
やっ
to.
ていっ
He
た
understands
い
that
や
if I
そう
say
い
to
いわけ
do
だよねご
something,
めん
there's a damn good reason
ご
for it.
めん
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a
Goodness.
world outside of you? You're a child.
確かにキッズだよ
Oh, my story.
謝ったってなどうすることも
If
でき
you'd
ねえよ
just
な
gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on
一
it.
生懸命
I
作ったよ
tried
ね
so
確
hard
か
to
に
make
そう頑張っ
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
俺がスタンリーのように動けばいいんだね俺がスタンリーのように動けばいいいやでも俺はスタンリーではないっていうことは指示中は知っているはずだから
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
左に行こう OK 分かったよ
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
俺はスタンリーね OK 分かった今度こそ指示中俺と一緒に行こうなはあやっと正規のルートだね指示中完成されたほら元通りの会議室だよかったね
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
そうだね俺ここら辺さ英語が読めないからさなんて書いてあるかわかんないんだよねなんなんだろうねこれいつきとかいたらわかるんだろうな全然Everyone in Unicure あまりにも英語が読めない人の発音よし行こうボスのオフィスねこれさ確かさボスのオフィスに行く前になかったっけあれ掃除まあいいか上の階ねあ
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
そうこれ本来下にも行けるんですよ 下にも行けるユニーク下にも行けるんだけど、指示中が下に行かせないように作ってるね。まあ、とりあえず指示中の言う通りに動こうか、今回は。ボスの部屋いいよな。はあ、ボスの部屋だ。ボスザオフィス。指示中喋ってくんない。ここがボスのオフィスですね。そう、この一番真正面に飾ってあるのがもともとのザ・スタンリー・パラブルのアイコンなんだよね。ボスの部屋。
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
これさ、前までボタン押すやつだったんだよな。喋る感じになってんのかな。どうなんだろう。
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
もうちょっと言ってたら、もう一回教えてくれるかな。いいよな、こういう。
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
なんだっけ？教えて、指示中。俺は何で言えばいいの？
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
厄介払いされちゃった。スタンリー。このエンド好きなんだよね。
Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
And
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
スタンリー
Stanley, this is important.
俺が反発しまく
The
ったが
story
ゆえに
needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you
本来動かせる
understand
人っていうの
me?
が
Whatever choice you make is just fine.
部
You're
外
both
者になっ
correct. You
て
cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll
何
accept
も
whatever
動
you
く
do. I
こ
simply
との
need
で
you
き
to
ない
take that step forward,
スタンリー
please.
というツールだけがそこにいる。
Do something.
めっちゃ好き。
This is more important than you can ever know.
俺がしっちゃがめっちゃかにしてたからさ、
The
そ
story
の
needs it.
これは必要だって言ってたけど、
So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay.
好き。
It's okay, I can wait.
もうシッシュ超可愛くないですか？超可愛いんですよ。
Time to make sure your
本当に
choice
好
is
き。
correct. That is the best
まあ
choice.
そうだよね。
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you
優
need.
しい指示中。スタンリー頑張って。俺はもうどうすることもできないからさ。はい。というわけでね、1個エンドを回収したわけですけれども。こういうゲームです。こういうゲームですって言ったら、ちょっと誤解を招くけど。あそこで、それこそ右側に行きまくって壊れた状態で強制ルートで、左のドアに入ると地下に行けなくなってたりだとか、あとそのナイトシャーク YY115 を するかしないかとかでも変わっちゃうし、これエンディングなんですよ。とか、いろんなところに分岐がありまくりすぎて、俺このゲーム一生遊んでたのね。マジで一生遊んでて。で、しかもそれで今回その追加の音声だったり、
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
ルートとかさ、
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
俺こ
simply
れ何
missed
時
a
間やる
memo.
ことになるんだろうって思ってて。で、俺これ基本的にネタバレをバンバンしていくっていう話なんだけど、あるエンディングの一つにボタンを押し続けるっていうエンディングがあるのよ。ボタンを1個のボタンを 2時間だったかな、押し続けた後に交互に2つのボタンを2時間押し続けるっていう、合計4時間ボタンを押し続けないとエンディングが見れないっていうクソエンディングが1個あって、それもね実績解除したいので、それはねもう本当に雑談枠みたいな感じでボタンを押し続けながら俺がベラベラ喋り続けるっていうね、謎配信も多分いつかすると思います。で、今回ちゃんとねスタンリーとして生きていこうと思いますよ。
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
自分でその気になるであれば本当にやってもらいたいゲームではある。それこそ本来であればバグになるものだったり、こういう行動はしないだろうって思われてたりっていうものにガチで全部ルートがあるみたいなイメージだから楽しいんだよね、このゲーム。
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
一旦ね、全部もうこの指示中の言う通りに動こう、今回は。あ、ほらほらほら。
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
本来こうなんだよね。なんだけど俺がぐっちぐちゃにしたからさ、前回はね。指示中。よいしょ。あれ？あれ？そうか、いいのか。あれとか言っちゃった。そうだよね。俺の元知ってるボスの部屋ってこれなんだよ。基本この部屋だもんな。そらそう。パスコードを押せ。
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
はい。
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
怖いな。
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded
知
the
らなかった
terrible
わ。キー
truth
パッドが
that
され
his
てること
boss had
俺
been
知らなかっ
keeping
た
from
な。
him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret
秘密
pin
の番号
number,
もあれやってたらしいぜ。
2845. But of course,
い
Stanley
や、知
couldn't
らないな。
possibly have known
2845とか
this.
俺別にそんなの知らないよ。知る由もないな。もうちょっとだけ待とう。いいオフィスだよな。これだね、スタンリー。
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
赤字で言ってくれるまでちょっと待つか。
2845.
ごめんって分かったよ。2845ね。
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct
いや、
code by
全
sheer
くのラッキー
luck.
だな。俺ってば
Amazing.
すげえな、や
He
っぱ。
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
はーい。これがスタンリー・パラブルの本来のエンドだというのか。行くぜ行くぜ。よいしょ。恐るべき秘密だわ。怖いな。これは単純なルーティングです。
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had
今まで
never
普通だ
occurred
と
to
思っ
him?
てたことに
This
急に
question
こう
would
疑問
not
を
go
感じるだとかって
unanswered
いう
for
のはあ
long.
るよね。あるとは思う。怖えけどな、俺こんな場所会社で来たら泣くけどね。
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
まっすぐに抜けて一旦本来のルートに行こうか。マインドコントロールって言ってるもんな。一旦行こう。一旦行きます。俺たちの会社の真の秘密をみんなにも見てもらうぜ。ポチ。
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
よいしょよいしょ。こんな会社本当に嫌だけどね。
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
ちょいちょい壊れてんな。あれ、ここが開いたんだよね。すごいよな。こんな監視されてるさ、会社。まあ、番号を従業員に振ってる時点でお察しみたいなところはあるけどさ。俺427番なんで、スタンリーではなく。よいしょ。よいしょ。
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
427。あ、来たな。よいしょよいしょ。軽くホラゲーだけどね、これ。
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
今までの人生はちゃんとスタンリーの選んだものだったと思う。
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Offline. Offline? どうすんだっけ？よいしょよいしょ。あ、下に行けばいいのか。こっちか。どうすんだっけこれ。画面めちゃくちゃ暗かったらごめん。あ、こっちか。こっちだ。よいしょよいしょ。よいしょよいしょ。俺たちはマインドコントロールなんて受けないぜ。
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
俺はでも今回これをオフにしに来てるから。えい。
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
終わった？
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
指示してたのお前ら
Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
そうよ
And that was all
俺が
he
どう生き
needed
よ
to
うが
know.
やっぱ俺
It
の
was
人生だから
perhaps the
ただ
only thing worth knowing.
指示をしてくれ
Stanley
るっていうの
stepped
はね
through the open door.
大事だよ。やっぱりそれで得るものっていうのもある。ありがとな指示中。本当に俺のことこれからも見守ってて指示中。
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin,
俺もこれ
the
動かして
feeling
ない
of
ですよ。
liberation, the immense possibility of the new path
ちなみに
before
どこだ
him.
よって思うけどね。
This
この
was
会社
exactly the way, right
そんなとこ
now,
ろに隔離されて
that
さ
things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
幸せだったな。いいエンディングだ。わあ、さすが指示中の考えたベストザゲームっていうエンディングですね。はい。今2個エンディングを2個じゃねえか3つか一応クリアして、あとどうしようね。本当にどうしようね。
All of his co-workers were
これ
gone.
何事もなかったかのように喋ってくれるの大好きなんだ
Stanley
よな
decided to
俺
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
どうしよう。これ一瞬短い。そう基本的には一瞬ものによっては長いかもって感じ。じゃあエスケープもするか。あそこでエスケープをして。
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
そうだよね。ニューコンテンツ？ニューコンテンツニューコンテンツ指示中こんなんあったっけニューコンテンツなんて。指示中俺が覚えてないだけ指示中。ニューコンテンツってやっぱりニューコンテンツなんですか？それともニューコンテンツじゃないニューコンテンツなんですか？ニューコンテンツじゃないですか？こんなトロッコみたいな感じの俺知らないです。ニューコンテンツじゃないですか指示中。喋って。
and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
いえ、そんな。
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in
そうですね。
2013 on home computers.
すごい楽しく遊んでました。
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in
全部言うじゃん。
2022 with the Stanley Parable
はいはいはい。
Ultra Deluxe,
拡張されたの知ってます。
reimagining of the game for consoles and home
いやもう
computers.
ありがとうございます。本当に俺はウルトラデラック
The
スがねこうや
Stanley
って遊べる
Parable
のす
Ultra
ごい嬉しいっす
Deluxe
よ。
features exciting new
はいはいはい。
content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable,
はいはい。
delighting audiences the world
い
over.
やーありがとう。マジで嬉しい。
Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra
楽し
Deluxe.
い。もう楽し
well,
い。
this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the
め
thrilling
ちゃ
new
ワクワク
ultra
しちゃうよ俺だっ
deluxe
て。
content.
指示中、俺たちの旅はまだまだ続くぜ。ちょっといろんなところカチャカチャ無意味でやっていい？指示中のセリフ全部聞きたいんだ俺は。指示中入るよ。戻るって選択しないもんね。よし、行くよ。
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing
ル
adventure.
ンルン、ウキウキ。
Is it broken?
なんか
What's going
動
on
かないよ、
here?
指示中これ。
Should we be moving somewhere or oh, here
Oh.
we go. All right,
Oh.
finally, at
Yeah,
long
that's
last,
it.
it's on to the
Yeah,
new
that's it.
content. I've never been more
め
ready.
ちゃくちゃ
Let's
ノリ
do
ノリな
it.
指示中大好き。超かわいいね。さすが俺の推し。どうした？
I have to say, initial
Hi.
impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious.
やめろそういうこと言う
It's
の
as if。
やめろやめろ。
Okay, let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
コンテンツちょうだいよ。よーし、行こうぜ。真っ白なお部屋。ほう。さあ、ジャンプサークル。なんだ？
All right, let's see. It's the jump
ジャンプサーク
circle.
ル。 ウルトラデラックス、これで合ってる？ニューコンテンツ。なあ。ウルトラデラックス。これで合ってる？ニューコンテンツ。これで大丈夫そう？いや、俺ではお前たちを信じてるよ、ニューコンテンツは。でも、他の人がもし、じゃあスタンリーパラブルを知らないままこれを見たとしたら、びっくりはするんじゃないかな。指示中これで合ってる？指示中？あ、もうジャンプできなくなったし。指示中？
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
ねえ、それだけじゃないよね。大丈夫だよね。ちょっと他のとこ行くかい？指示中。あ、ほら、こっちにもあるよ。こっちにもあるから、一旦こっちにも行って、今ので何の部屋なんだ、本当にここ。まあ、ほら、続きもあるかもしれないから。
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say,
まあ、
initial
好印
impressions
象で
of
はない
this
っていう
game
のは
are
やっ
not
ぱりそ
positive.
の
It's just
今
elevating
ま
and jumping. Is this what passes for
今ま
exciting
で
new
そうやってやっぱ
content?
知っ
If
て
this
る
is
人
new
からしたら
content,
さ、
then I could just read you the whole
残念だった
dictionary.
な、
There's
見
20
てって
hours
み
of
たい
new
なある
content
よ。
right there. I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe,
1000
now
時
with
間を超え
over
る新コンテンツだ
1,000
ったら
hours
す
of
げえび
new
っくりするよ
content.
ね。
And
そして、
oh wait, there's more.
おう、いいじゃない。
Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for
そうだね。
whatever it is.
指示中頑張ろう、俺たち。あ、でも結構良さそうな場所で、指示中。いいじゃない。このオフィスのさ、椅子とかもあって。ちょっとオフィスっぽい感じの雰囲気に戻ってきてて。いい感じだよ、指示中。いい。これは期待ができ、なんだ？
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to flame these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
ちょっとややこしいことになっ
What
ちゃ
do
っ
you
たか
say,
な。
friend?
あるから、やっぱ最初強制的に戻すんじゃない。強制的でもない。新コンテンツのまんまじゃねえか、お前。指示中どうすんだよ、お前。指示中オフィス変わっちゃったじゃんよ。どうすんの、指示中。出るよ。指示中どうすん、俺これ知らないからもう俺は何もできないよ、指示中。喋って指示中。どうすんだよ。本来の部屋が額縁になっ、指示中あっ
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
入れる。オッケー。行くよ。指示中何？どここれ下を入れればいいの？本当にお前これさ、ちょっと待って。
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
見る。ありがとう。これ下行けばいいの？よいしょ。指示中。お、すげえ隠し。なんだこれ。なあ、指示中？隠す規模じゃないぜ。指示中？ちょっと隠しといたんですって言って俺これ出てきたらびっくりするけどね。指示中何このゲーム？俺知らない。
I call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
そうね、あれは最高の瞬間だったよ。でも、俺の知ってるゲームじゃなくなっちゃったけど大丈夫そう？ああ、ザ・メモリーゾーン。俺はいよいよこのスタンリー・パラブルというゲームが分かんなくなってきたよ。好きです。あーね、嬉しかったこととかを。
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, waste.
はあはあはあはあ。ちょっとここら辺わかんないけど。ああ、じゃあスタンリー・パラボル、ああ、なんかこういう風に賞とかも取ったよ。こんなに俺はいろんなものにこうなんかこれかどうしたなんかこんだけ認めてもらったよみたいなね、そういう大事なさものを保管してたんだね、指示中は。そうだよな、2013年からさ、もう10年ぐらいってことでしょ。そら指示中だってさ、大事だよな。こんだけ認めてもらったものをさ、そんな安っぽいさジャンプコンテンツにされたらさ、そら嫌だと思うよ。でも俺はやっぱりそのスタンリー・パラブルが好きだから、ジャンプ一つが増えたとしても俺は嬉しかった。その指示中がさ、新しいこと言ってくれたのも俺は嬉しかったよ。いや、いいね、メモリー。これはなんで歌ってんだお前は。あー、いいね。デモンストレーションの時の始める時の画面なんだね、これね。いいじゃない、いいじゃない。Go outside。あ、この実績ね。実績も壁に飾っちゃって。いいね。はいはいはいはい。嬉しいね。あー、記事にもなってんの。ニューヨークタイムズに載ってんの。それは嘘じゃないか。それはさすがに盛りすぎじゃない？指示中。いや、わかんないけど。いや、いい場所だったよ、指示中。で、どうしろと？指示中？指示中？喋って。とりあえずこっち行くよ。なんだこの場所。
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing.
No.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
でもやっぱりね、スタンリーが愛されてたからこそこうやって10年の時が経っても新コンテンツでジャンプをしたりエレベーターに乗ったりっていうのがあるわけだから、やっぱね、愛されてたゲームだなとは思う。こうやって下にも行きたくなる。こうやってお前たちは俺に分岐を押し付ける。くそー。あ、これがさ、本当にスタンリーの一番最初のウルトラデラックスになる前の開始画面なんだよね。英語だったからさ、その日本語のモッドがなんかを入れないと出てこなかったのよ、日本語が昔。一番最初ね、本当に2013年の頃ね。懐かしいな。俺もだからさ、全然わかんねえよって思いながらさ、やって、ボタンも飾ってんの。いいじゃん、これは何よ。あ、出た。これまだ、君たちに見せてない女性の方。左はスタンリーだね。左はスタンリーで、もう一人はちょっと後々多分、エンドとして見せるはず。これどっから行きゃいいんだよ。ニューコンテンツわかんねえよ、もう俺。ここは特に行けないのね。は はいはいはい。もう指示中がね、どんだけスタンリーを大事に、うわ閉められた。クソ、下行きたかったな。指示中がどんだけスタンリーを大事にしてるかっていうのはすごく伝わる。ちょいちょいわけわかんねえもの。
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you think, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
予選を過ごす？どこが空いたんだ？あっちか。どこが空いたんだ？あ、戻れってこと？戻れってことっぽいな。
These were simpler times, Stanley.
確かにそうだよ。
But I
昔
wouldn't give to go
2013
back
年とかはさ、
to have it all over again.
昔はもっとゲームもシンプルだったよ。何？
Hang on.
ここちょっ
I
と違
don't
くねえか？
recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
わかんないよ。行こうか、指示中。俺たちはいつだって一緒だよ、指示中。こんなところ指示中に記憶ある？メモリー。外出れるよ。指示中これ大丈夫そう？
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
これ
I haven't looked at these in
これ大
years.
丈夫か
I
な？
can't even imagine what's being collected
大丈
down
夫かな？
here.
Steam のレビュ
Surely
ー
these
集。
reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
いや、どうかわかんないよ。ちょっとよくわかんねえゲームだなとか言われてたかもしんない。正直そんな気はする。どうするよ、指示中。どうする？なんか、1点のレビューとかあったらさ。指示中どうする？一旦入ろうか。
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and
いや、俺は指示中のことが大好き。別ゲーなんだけども、それはそう。いや、俺は大好きだよ。面白いし。いや、面白くないわけじゃない。あ、ちょっと。
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game's already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
どこ行くんだよ、もうスタンリーパラブル。俺、会社内をうろうろするゲームだと思ってたのに、どこだよ、ここ。いや、やっぱスタンリー楽しいな。やっぱね、スタンリーに勝るゲームは俺ないと思ってるからさ。いや、楽しい。割れ物注意。こっち行くよ、指示中。もう結構ダメ。低評価がちょいちょい落ちてるね。でもやっぱ気にすることはない。1個の低評価を気にしてしまうと、そうやって君のことを愛してるよみたいな人のことまで踏みにじってしまうみたいなのはあるから、やっぱりね、いい気持ちでいいよ。自分にこう。
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
どうだろうな。
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
そういう嫌いはあるよ。
Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue.
まあそう、それはわかるよ。主人公とか、はい、いいえしか言わないとかね。
fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it. Well, I always thought it did.
だからね、やっぱ指示中はいい。
Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
俺は思ってない。
I feel like a failure.
いや、だって俺は大好きだよ、指示中のこと。
Perhaps the Stanley Parable.
いや、いいものじゃなかったわけはない。大丈夫。俺はずっと好きだった。もう2013年にスタンリーパラブルに出会ってからずっと好き。それはマジで変わらない。10年間俺はずっとスタンリーパラブルが好きだったし、指示中のこともずっと好きだった。俺は指示中ガチ恋勢だから。ね、大丈夫。俺のことを信じて。俺と一緒にスタンリーパラブルをさ、このウルトラデラックスになってもなお、このスタンリーパラブルというゲームをさ、盛り上げていこうよ。ね、これどっちだ？こっからは入れねえな。からやっぱね、一人の意見とかこっちかな、こっちっぽいかな。
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
くどくはないよ。
I wish there was a skip button.
スキップボタンなんちゃあっちゃいけないよ。
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
スキップボタン導入すんの俺は使わないよ言っとくけど、まだ一旦真っ暗闇になっちゃった。まあいいわ。
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you with just the push of a button.
俺は指示中が大好きなんだよ。違う、一人の意見に踊らされちゃいけない。ダメ。確かにそういう違うんだよ、指示中。
And if the people want silence, then by
確かに指
goodness,
示
that's
中は
what
う
they're
る
going
せえ
to
なって思う時もあ
get.
る。
Don't sit around waiting for me to shut up.
そ
Go
れ
ahead
が
and make me shut
君
up.
の良さ。
Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
はい。
The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245.
うるせえ。
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time, by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I think to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and mystery, ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've got me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto,
こいつ
treatise, manifesto, treatise,
気が狂い
manifesto,
そう。
treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto,
やべえな。
manifesto,
いよいよ尖ってきてんなこのゲーム。
manifesto,
どうするよ。
manifesto,
またスキップボタンをしろってことだと思うんだけど。
treatise, manifesto, treatise,
これ
manifesto,
何やったって意味ないもんな、きっとな。
manifesto, treatise,
もう
manifesto,
この単語だけ俺すげえ発音よく言えそう。
treatise, manifesto,
マニフェスト。
treatise,
飛ばす
manifesto,
よ、指示中。
treatise, manifesto, treatise,
よし、
manifesto,
一旦飛ばすね。一旦飛ばすね。ごめんな。うるせえ。
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button.
付き合ったよ俺
The minute I
結構。
start to go off on a thoughtless
マニフェス
display
ト
of
まで。
self-absorption,
なあ。
it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their
すいません、
Steam
レビュー評
review,
価書き
or
直す
at
ね。
least change some of the wording, perhaps.
ああ、
To
言い
be
回し
honest,
ね。
I don't
まあ
even
言い
know if
回
one
しっ
can
ていうのはやっ
change
ぱ
their
あり
review
だ
in the
と思う
first
よ。その
place.
やっぱさ、
I
翻
guess
訳が
I
変わ
should
るだけで
become
も
better
さ、
educated on exactly
チームの
how
話すんな、やめろ。
Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
いいの
Although
か
I have
そ
to
んな
imagine
に
that after seeing this
チームのこと
exciting
言っ
new
て
technology
さ
at work,
大丈夫
surely whoever it is behind Steam will instantly run out
や
and
めろっ
implement
て
a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation.
状況だと。
Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular
突然の
user the ability to change
まあ
their
そういう
review
策もある
so
よ
that
ね。
the feature is not widely
そういう策も
abused.
あるけど、ちょっ
Look,
と裏
I
とか
would
見てよ。
even be okay with Steam altering this particular
裏に
review
扉とかは
so that it reads as something
ない
more
ね。
beneficial,
そうだよね。
something along the lines of this game is the
このゲーム
best
はいはいはい
game.
はい。
Let me start over.
はいはい、何？
How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
また事務くんないしよう。何？俺はどうしたらいいの？指示中。なあ、指示中も指示中でさ、ニューコンテンツでちょっと迷走してるじゃん。指示中？指示中。えい。
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
3、
It's
40
not
分。あ、
unendurable by any means, but it's, well,
Oh,
there's
hold on.
really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do
確かに
suggest
さっ
that
き
we
まで
not press the
1時台
button
だったもん
again.
な。
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated,
ドアなくなったか？
and we can say goodbye to it and just wait. How do we get out of here? Where
俺
did
も
the
今思っ
door
たよ、
go?
指示中。
Wasn't there a door that led into this
あったよ。
room? I
3、
don't
40
feel
分前に
quite
はあったよ。
certain that there was one
あった
here
あったあったここ
before.
に。
How else would we have gotten into the room in the first
どうすんだよ、
place? I
スキ
don't
ップボタン。
think one can enter a room without a door of some sort or a window or something like
確
that.
かに
You
そう
see a
ね。
window anywhere? A porthole?
見てないで
A
す。
sufficiently large crack
いや、
in
見
the
てないで
wall?
す。
I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to
裏、
please step away
裏とか見
from
る？
the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here
あった
before,
あったあった
wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it
あったよ
go?。
それだけはね、
Can you
確か。
maybe just ram your way through a wall?
いや、無
Is
理
there
だ
any
ね。
possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all.
無理そう
I'm
だよ。
asking you to work with me here.
やってんじゃんよ。
We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us
え、
a door.
指示中俺置いてく
I
の？
don't know how exactly to remove a door and
指
place
示
it in a
中？
different
俺置いてかないで
wall,
よ。
but I
やめてや
will
めて。
find a way, I promise.
約束してくれる
You
のは嬉
just
しいけど。
need to not do anything.
指示
Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just
フラグを立てるな。
wait here.
フラグを立
Wait
てる
for
な
me.。
なあ、
And
指示
don't
中。
press the skip button. Got it?
うん。
Yes.
Oh.
Good. I'll be right
本
back.
当？すぐ戻る？指示中すぐ戻るって。どうしよう。スキップボタンは押すなって言われたんだよね。スキップボタンは押すなとは言われたけどさ、すぐ戻るって言っ 言ったけど、どうすぐに戻ってこなかった指示中が悪いよね。
Stanley!
Stanley!
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really truly getting longer. My God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
マジで
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe.I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury.To alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? Here I am now stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone.And that I had the power to prevent it all from happening. If only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again.Leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix?Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking.And you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button.That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground.One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction.Was I scared of that all along?
俺は指示中がどんだけ頑張ってたのか知ってる。本当に知ってる。俺はスタンリーパラブルをずっとやってきてるから、スタンリーパラブルのあるエンディングの 1個
I
で
can't be taken
こ
by
の
it, Stanley.
指示
I
中の
can't
ね
lose
ボツになっ
myself
た
in the
音声
stretch
と
of
かも流れて
emptiness
る部屋
between
で
you
ど
and
んだけ
me.
の量
When
を
you
喋って
press
たんだろ
that
うみたいなの
button,
も全部
you're
聞いてる
still
だ
right
から
there,
俺
but
は
I
指
know
示
you're
はちゃ
so
んとね生きてると
tremendously
思って
far
るそれは
away.
ね
And in
本
those
当にそう
moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us.
どうして俺たちは
And
会
I
話
am
ができないんだろうな
suspended
指
in
示
its
中
unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell
現
that
実を
I
失
am
ってない
becoming
よ俺がい
less
るよ
and
ず
less
っと俺は
real.
指示中のことが
Yet to
大好き
speak
だ
to
よ
you now, I am alive.
そう生きてる
I am truly and
ちゃんとここにい
completely
るよ
here.
指示中
I am a being. I am
そう
someone. I am something.
そう
I am being listened
そう
to.
だ
I
よ
am being recognized.
少
The
なくとも俺
emptiness
はそう
between us
思って
has
る
collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this
よかった、
world
指示
again,
中。
and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying,
わか
don't
る
you?
よ
You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and
いいじゃん。
already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in
そ
my
うだよ
heart
な
to think of it.
だって
To
1週
think of
間で
returning
さ
to
そ
such
んだけいろいろ
coldness.
悟りを開いちゃったわけじゃ
Let
ん
us sit in silence
わかった
together here for just a moment.
そう
Let
だ
us
ね。
anticipate it. Let us
一旦
welcome it.
一
Let
旦
us
静
not
かにね
run from it.
共に座っていようはあ指示中とそうやって無言の空間っていうのもねなかなかなかったもんねやっぱり指示中が一方的に喋りかけてさ俺も一方的に喋りかけてさ一生会話が成り立たない状態で俺たちってやっぱこう2013年から付き合ってきたわけじゃんでもこうやって無言の空間に一緒にいるとかはなかったからやっぱりねこういう時間を大事にするっていうのもね一つだと思うそれは別に俺と指示中にかじ切ったことではなくって俺の友人だったり俺のフォロワーだったりやっぱりその一方的っていうのはどこかしらで発生するかもしれないでもそういう時間を共有するだとかこう感覚を共有するだとかっていうのは大事だと思うんだけどこの時間いるかな指示中
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I
ただいま
have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
聞かして
To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust, simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in
確
some
かに
way,
そう言っ
have
て
to
なっ
live
てし
as I
まう
do
時
now,
が
and I wish
ゼ
for
ロで
you
は
to
ないよ。
know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual
ちょっと戻す
arrival.
な、
If
俺の
I
こと。
can only do this,
はいはい。
only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
指示中？俺はどうしたらいい？どうしたら俺は指示中を助けられる？なあ。俺にできることはこのスキップボタンを押すことだけなんだよ。今んとこそれしかないんだ。他のものに何でも反応してくれないんだよ。指示中。数時間から12時間になって、1週間になって、1年になって、次は俺はどんだけ指示中のことを放置してしまうんだろう。この暗闇の中でただボケーっとさ、10年とか過ごしちゃうのかな。ドアがないこの空間でさ。ごめんな、指示中。ただ俺だって指示中を助けたい。指示中とまたスタンリーパラブルとして427番の部屋からいつものボスのオフィスに行くんだみたいなナレーションを聞きながらわはわは笑いたい。だから俺にできることはこれしかないんだ。ごめん。指示中？え？指示中？なんか落とした？ほぼホラーゲームだよこんなもん。指示中？指示中？死んだかあいつ。変わんないね。変わんない。何も変わらない。ドアもなければ何も変わらない。一体時がどんだけ過ぎたのかもわからない。ちょっと待って、一応見とこう。1時55分ね。指示中？え？時計なくなったんだけど。何の音？あ、何の音？どっから鳴ってんだこれ。ピーピーピーピー言ってんの。ボタンから鳴ってんのかな。どっから鳴ってんだこのピーピーピーピー言ってんの。どこだ？本当にどこだ？右端から鳴ってる。ボタンな気がするけど、押せるのボタンしかないしな。ボタンでいいか？ボタンかな？あ、ボタンっぽいな。
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people. Because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think. To feel, it must be that they were so discontent with themselves, they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoan, they scream.
一周回って指示中のセリフを全部聞いたらスキップボタンを押すまになってる。俺これどうしたらいいんだよ。どうしたら俺は元の指示中とさ。俺はスキップボタンを。The end is never the end, 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 is never the end. 俺は指示中を助けたい。どうしたらいい？俺はどうしたらいいんだ、指示中。ずっと1時55分で止まってるし。木も完全に枯れてるし。あ、待って待って、水なんかあったか。ぽちゃぽちゃ言ってる。雨漏りしてる。雨漏りなんてずっとしてなかったよな。だからなんだって話なんだけど。指示中雨漏りしてる。そう、この部屋水の中から出てきてる。ザバーっつって。指示中なんか雑な神殿みたいな出方して、ザバーっつって出てきてるから。指示中俺は、あ指示中俺はどうしたら指示雨漏りどころじゃなくなっちゃったよ。指示中ドアもないけど、だからといって上から出られるわけでもないし。指示中押すよ。押すことしかできないよ、指示中。指示中指示中外指示中外あるよ。届かねえけど。指示中どうしたらいいんだ。指示中これが他のゲームだったらさ、これこうやって脚立をさここに立ててとかさできただろうけど、 そういうのねえんだ、スタンリーは。指示中一旦ボタン押すよ。時間も見れねえし。一回ボタン押すからね、指示中。いるよね。ちゃんと近くにいるよね。うわ、おう、どんだけ時間経ったんだこれ。あ、でもこれ木とかにさなればさ、俺らこっから出れるんじゃないかな。なあ指示中、そんな気もしない？そんな気もするよね。俺たちやっぱりこのスキップボタンで時間を飛ばすことによって、あ、また同じになっちゃった。同じじゃねえな。何があったんだよ。指示中？怖いよ。指示中がいないとこのゲームこんなにも怖い。なあ。指示中？なあ。ボタンが！指示中？指示中、ここどこ？指示中？ここどこだと思う？俺は何年、何十年、何百年この部屋にいたんだ。指示中はどこに？指示中？俺に話しかけて。なあ、俺を一人にしないでよ、指示中。何事もなかったかのように400、お前Stanley Parable, お前。
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
でもってしれっとナレーションを変えるな。指示中？最初と言ってることは違うじゃん。同僚は誰もいませんでした。伝言を聞きそびれたのでしょう。オフィスに向かうことにしましたじゃん。なあ、指示中。違うじゃん、セリフが。指示中？指示中。俺たちはどこで道を間違えたんだろう。元のスタンリーに戻るべき？それともニューコンテンツに行くべき？でも、一旦、俺たちはやっぱりそのニューコンテンツに今回踊らされすぎた。ニューコンテンツに踊らされすぎたから、一旦元のスタンリーに戻ってみよう。な、指示中。一旦さ、元のスタンリーに戻ってさ。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
一旦元の俺たちに戻ろう。やっぱり基本に戻るっていうのは大事だと思うんだよ。な？
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
どんどん行くじゃん。で、あ、そう、ここで。
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began what Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
別にせかしてるわけじゃないんだよ。せかしてるわけじゃないんだ。ニューエイジミュージックありがとうね、指示中。
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
ありがとう、指示中。で、ちょっとエスケープに行って、元のルートに行ってから、その上で、あれがさ、ニューコンテンツがまだあるのかっていうのを確認しよう。なあ、指示中。やっぱこのゲーム楽しいな。そうなんかさ、ちょっとすごい
Stanley
ホ
walked
ラ
straight
ーってわ
ahead
けじ
through
ゃ
the
ないけ
large
ど、ホ
door
ラー
that
なのがいい
read
よね。
Mind Control
マイ
Facility.
ンドコントロール施設のさ、オフにしないでオンにするっていうルートもやりたいんだけど、一旦俺
Although
は
this passageway had the word escape written on it, the
Escape
truth was that at the end of this hall,
そうね。
Stanley would meet his violent death.
エスケープしていこう。俺はあんまりこのエンディングちょっ
The
と
door
怖いん
behind
だけ
him
ど
was
さ。
not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on
ある
track.
けど、俺は行きます。俺は行くよ。俺はスタン
At
リー
this
じゃない
point,
からさ。
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
怖いけどね、普通にこれ。ヒュー。ああ。
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
さらば指示中。The World.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
よいしょ、よいしょ、よいしょ。
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
やっぱね、
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
これね、これが元々のそのこのなんていうか作ってる途中というかさ、ここね、ここだよな。オフィスがここが427でこうやって行ってで誰もいないなって言ってでボスのオフィスに行こうって言ったところまでのレイアウトだよねこれ。だからなんだって感じなんだけどさ、飛ぶ棚オフィスのパショコンって言っちゃった。誰かソリティアしてんな。クレジット2013年チーム。このゲーム本当にやめどころがわかんねえな。これね、メンテナンスルームに行くやつね。これはオフィスの飾りか。俺ここら辺は一回見てるんだよね、2013年の時にさ。あ、これ知らない。ウルトラデラックスの発表。わあ、知らない。わあ。あ、それでお札あそこに飾ってあったの？こんなんあったっけ？知らない。開発当初、私たちはスタンリーがエイリアンと戦場で戦うエンディングをデザインしました。それは違うと思う。それはスタンリーではないと思う。ナレーターとやめた方がいいと思う。あかんのかな、こういうエンディング。あっても楽しいけどね、俺は。 嬉しいな。このルートですら新しいものになってるっていうのがすげえ嬉しい。これ今まではさ、そのスタンリーのナレーターのメールだ。これ結局読めなかったんだよな、俺。ディアナレーター。ウィル・ザ・スタンリー、JPEG。ナレーターのメール。2回目の予告の後、ナレーターへ質問メールを募集しました。完璧な使い道を見つけられませんでした。そんなことある？ナレーターへのメールなんて募集してたの？ Are you a lock? どういうメールだよ。俺も指示中にメールしたかったな。そう、今までは2013年のそのやつしかなかったからさ、ウルトラデラックスになってからのものがあるのは嬉しいね。あ、ペタだ。はいはいはいはい。あ、前バージョン、今のはそうじゃないの？そう、最初のさ、彼女が待ってるって言って電話出るとき、俺あれ引っこ抜いたじゃん。あれ出るっていうエンディングと出ないっていうエンディングがあったんだけど、今違うのかな？ゼンディングは何？あ、これだって俺知らねえぞ。これも知らなくないか？こんなんあったっけ？覚えてねえな。なんか完全に新しくって、あ、これ知らねえってやつもあれば、これ知らなくないかみたいな。ベータ版にあったフリーダムエンド、今はなくなっちゃったってことかな。ああ、これは後で最後に行くところだからいいや。マッピングが下手すぎてさ、俺がもうどっから来たか覚えてないんだけど。あ、ここは来た、ここは来た。これあれだよね、スタンリーのオフィスのどれがいいかなみたいな。俺たちが知ってんのどれだ？これか？俺が知ってんのこれか。これっぽいな。ここはほぼほぼ変わんないけど絵が飾ってないんだね。で、ここはちょっとこじんまりした部屋みたいな。3パターンも作ってて結局これにしようみたいな感じなんだろうな。あれ、ナレーターのさ部屋なかったっけ？ナレーターの没音源がひたすら流れてる俺の癒しの場所がなかったっけか。あれどっかにあったと思ったんだけどな。あれ会議室、あれなかったっけ？いや、あったはず。こっちか。こっちにあんのか。予告編。どれ、ははははは。あれでもこれ、指示中の声がしてた場所カットされてんのかな？それとも俺が単純に見つけられてないだけ？あそこか？これは上司のオフィスだね。あ、こっからだから、じゃあこっちか。こっちに行ったら、ナレーションの部屋に行けるのか？これラウンジ、地下、これね。ここ。ここ大好きなんだよ、俺。
Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you?
ゲームのさ、セリフをさ、めちゃくちゃ録音してさ、で、しかも、最終的に使われなかったやつ、ここで聞かせてくれるんだよ。俺の最推しがずっとここで喋ってんの。いいよな。喋って。
Stanley pushed the big red button.
すごい量ナレーション撮ったね。
Stanley pushed the number 6.
すごいと思う。マジで。あの部屋でずっと入れるもん、俺。さて、そろそろ戻ろうか。どこだったっけ？どこだったっけ？あれ？こっち？こっちか。これ。
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
やっぱさ、元の指示中の方がいいよな。
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
確かにこの女性も嫌いじゃないけど、
But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It's the only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Oh. Oh. 俺はエスケープがどうなってるのか知りたいだけなんだ。ただいま。夢か。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
元のナレーションに戻ってて、戻ってるけどニューコンテンツはある。なるほどね。さて、俺はなんとこのゲーム大好きだから2時間やりました。いつもは1時間とかの俺がこのゲームが大好きすぎて2時間やりましたが、やっぱ楽しいなこのゲーム。やっぱ大好きだわ。指示中のこともこのゲームも。そうこれからもうこのゲームはやっていきたいから、こうやってねちょっと指示中とに振り回され、俺も全然知らないルートとかさ、知らないセリフとかあるから、すごいキャッキャしながらやると思うんだけど、よかったらね見に来てほしいし、あとね自分でも やってほしい。多分俺が拾いきれてないそのセリフとかさルートとかあるはずだから、よかったらねフォローも やってみて。俺はこのゲームがとても好きなので押していきますはい、というわけで快挙2時間やったのでね、2時間2時間でもないのか、いや2時間ぐらいやってるよな。あと8分ぐらいに2時間か。2時間です。大きくざっくり言うと2時間です。次回もちょっと瞑想しながらねいろんなルートをやっていって、できれば全ルート通りたい。できればね全ルート通りたいと思ってるから、遊びに来てくれると嬉しいな。というわけで
今日は終わるよ。今いる人お手てあげて。
お疲れ様、ありがとう。楓もずっといてくれてありがとうな。こうちゃんもずっといてくれてありがとう。
お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございました。
いやー楽しかった。楽しかった。もう一回言うけど楽しかったはい。というわけでね、次回の予定がなんだっけ、27に雑談するかな、なんだったっけ、ちょっと覚えてないです。多分でもちょっとしばらく間は空くかなって感じ。よかったらそう、昨日朗読とかもあげたりしてるから、なんかいろんなアーカイブとか見たり見なかったりラジバンだりしてください。というわけでお疲れ様。よかったらまた来てな。じゃあな。